Jai Shri Ram. I am Krupa Shankar here with you, your GRE verbal and AVA coach. This could be the topic staring at you from the screen in the GRE AVA. This is the issue prompt. Issue prompt means an essay topic. Practicality is now our great idol, which all powers and talents must serve. Anything that is not obviously practical has little value in today's world. That's the topic. Now, little value means no value, almost no value. Please understand this word little. Little was lost means nothing was lost. A little was lost, that means something was lost. Similarly, few things were lost means hardly anything was lost. In fact, nothing was lost. A few things were lost, that means some were lost. So you need to get to understand the topic first. So, practicality is our great idol. Indeed it is. We need to be practical. If we are utopian, U-T-O-P-I-A-N, please make a note. Utopian means, Utopia Ramarajyam is the nearest Hindi word. Utopia means an ideal state. I-D-E-A-L, state. Where there is peace and prosperity and people are all very noble and spiritual and there will be no crime. So, basically the word utopia carries a negative connotation. It means a very visionary kind of expectation. Now the word visionary means a dreamer. A dreamer who has all kinds of fantastic notions which are not likely to materialize. So the word visionary, of course, it is often used in a positive sense for a person who is able to look into the future and think big and undertake great missions like a pioneer. That's also there. But the word visionary can also simply mean a person who has all kinds of impractical dreams and all that. So practicality is indeed our great idol. It is the idol. That means we worship it. We always insist on being practical, and we also often advise people to be practical. Pragmatic is the synonym, P-R-A-G-M-A-T-I-C. So the opposites are utopian, U-T-O-P-I-A-N. Utopia is an ideal state. And another opposite for practicality is quixotic, Q-U-I-X-O-T-I-C. Some people pronounce it chaotic. Quixotic means impractical. Extremely impractical. Don Quixote was a character in literature. If you had a lesson in school, Sancho Panza and Don Quixote, they were attacking windmills. It's an interesting story if you care to read. So quixotic means foolish kind of idealism, which is not going to work. Now, if you look at the topic, anything that is not obviously practical has little value. There lies the catch. In one sentence, I can tell you, there are so many creative approaches which don't appear practical. And in fact, they appear dumb and stupid, and that's why usually people who are very creative are often the butt of ridicule. People don't take them seriously. Only when they realize that this lateral thinking solution is working, that's the time they also jump into the bandwagon. They join the bandwagon. In fact, they praise this person for being such a great creative thinker, blah, blah, blah. There are innumerable examples. There are so many examples. Now, let me straight away get into one example. I'm reminded of an example when the first skyscrapers were built in America. One of the biggest problems that they faced was how many elevators should be provided. Let us say there is a building of some 30 floors, 40 floors. Now, and each floor has many people working, 500 to 1,000 or maybe 500, let's say. So, how many lifts? If you go mathematically, then the number of lifts will increase the number of floors. It will be more than the number of floors. In fact, the cost of the elevators will be much more than the cost of the building perhaps. So, that was the real problem. Somebody came up with a very creative solution. They said, okay, we can have 5 or 6 or 4 lifts, but in the area where the elevators are kept, the walls will have mirrors, polished stone or mirrors for that matter. Why? The lateral thinking solution is when people see their images in the mirror, they begin to groom themselves. they begin to admire themselves. Most of us are narcissistic, okay? Narcissistic means self-love. Narcissists are heavily into self-love. So narcissism is a common human trait. I mean, you can catch yourself doing this, reflecting, looking into car, glasses where you can see your reflection, and then you are grooming yourself or perhaps admiring yourself. So this was the solution. Somebody suggested and they stuck to it. So what happens is when people rush into the building, suddenly the lifts are full and some people leave, but the rest of them are not worried or tense. They're busy taking care. Titivate themselves. Titivate. Titivate. Titivate means to give finishing touches to their appearance. Yeah? So tying their tie tightly while they wait. That can be a mnemonic. So now you can go on coming up with lateral thinking examples. The point you will be making is there are many creative solutions to many problems the world has seen, and these creative solutions do not appear practical. In fact, they appear impractical and stupid, and usually the person who comes up with the idea is booed down. Now, you must have heard of brainstorming. You must write one paragraph on brainstorming sessions. What is brainstorming? The word brainstorming simply means an idea generation technique where criticism is not allowed, anybody and everybody is invited, a problem is mentioned, a question is thrown, and people are encouraged to come up with answers. And there will be a team noting down all the answers, however weird or however whatever they might be, stupid on the surface, they'll be noted down. Then of course there'll be another committee which will look into it and perhaps fuse a few ideas, and then that is how a solution is found. In any institution, for example, there's another example of a big market fight between two toothpaste companies. I won't name them because I'm not sure which two companies are. So the story goes like this. So these two toothpaste companies were fighting it out in the market for market domination. So how to increase their sales is the question. Everyone who has done MBA, they come up with very complicated PERT and CPM, program evaluation review technique, critical path method, and all kinds of complicated methodologies are there. I'm not running them down. They're all there. But somebody low down in the hierarchy perhaps. For a brainstorming session, everyone is invited. Even the guy low down in the hierarchy, class 4 employee, can also be invited because you never know. He might come up with a brainwave, a solution to all the problems. So somebody suggested that simply increase the size of the mouth of the toothpaste tube, the lumen, L-U-M-E-N. Initially, people probably laughed at it, but they stuck to that instead of all the complex approaches. What happened? You can guess. If the lumen is increased, the amount of toothpaste that you squeeze out of the tube will increase, and there's no way you can put the toothpaste back into the tube. So you will buy more toothpaste, and that is how that company's sales shot up. And it went on to gain market dominance. So this is another example. So you can also, I'm sure, dig up some examples of your own, and then your introduction will be, indeed, practicality is our great idol, but sometimes we must be careful not to go overboard because there are many creative solutions to nagging problems which don't appear practical but are very effective, full stop. Therefore, one should not be obsessed about practicality on the face or practicality which is on the face, or sort of things which appear totally practical at face value. Though, in other words, things which may not appear practical at face value may actually end up solving the problem in the most effective way. So now you can write your paragraphs. Your conclusion will be a paraphrasing of the introduction. I hope that was a good discussion. It was useful. But unless you write one or two responses, you will not get a hang of how to go about doing well on the GRE AVA issue prompt. So please practice, and send your response on WhatsApp to me. My number is 891-906-9803. I will definitely give you an audio feedback. Jai Shri Ram.